are at all looking at your screen right now, you will see that Reinier, a multi-time one championship dual division champion, has got his first fight in the UFC, which will take place at UFC Fight Night Apex in November the 9th. And for some bizarre reason, the UFC have decided to match him up against GERALD fucking Mershart. Reinier is 34 years old, UFC. Why are you doing this? Why are you wasting his prime? Is this just because you want to make a point that, oh, by the time that Reinier gets to like the top 10 level after you make him climb these little tiny fucking minuscule steps, that, oh, see? Like eventually he's going to be like 37 by the time he gets to the top 5. See, he wasn't UFC good. He could be one championship material, but just not UFC. That makes no sense. Why do you care so much? Who in that division was not available in November? Because there's no way you couldn't find a single person higher ranked than GERALD fucking Mershart. I will continue to say the word fucking because it's just ridiculous. I mean, Paulo Costa, okay, maybe he wasn't going to turn around because the way he is, he's going to start another year. Jack Hermanson fought a few months ago. There's no way he isn't already ready. Like, why? This is probably going to main event that fight night, by the way. Why do we have two unranked fighters? I get it, Reinier is a high-level fighter, but GERALD Mershart has literally been scrubbed off the floor against any good high-level prospect with any chance of making the top 15. Every single fucking time he's lost. I'm going to stop swearing from this point on. It just makes no sense. I was literally in my bed. My phone started buzzing. No one called me, by the way. Just vibrated because of messages. And my friend sends me these pictures of these fights that have been made. And one of them is Reinier versus GERALD Mershart. And I honestly thought this was going to be on the prelims of like a pay-per-view. Like they need a fight for or the main card even. Like they need a fight for a pay-per-view. Last minute. But apparently this is going to be a UFC Apex main event. Is Reinier not a big enough name? I guess I'm a little bit out of touch with how many Instagram followers he has. But surely a prospect like Reinier deserves someone in the top 15 at the bare minimum. Like, where was Chris Curtis during all of these negotiations? If Reinier got paid the exact same amount, no matter what, then I think he just fleeced the UFC because this is a free win for any good middleweight contender that isn't just going to honestly stick the chin out, dive straight into under GERALD's armpits, really. But the UFC, the billion-dollar corporation, continues to shoot itself on the foot just to prove some stupid point about how the UFC is better than everyone. No one cares, UFC. No one gives a shit if you're better than one championship. We all know that you are. We just want to see a high level. What happened to Fight Night main events being good? Do you guys remember the days like you want to fill out a 10,000 seat arena? You put on a good Fight Night main event, you know? The women back then, they were doing like 8,000, 9,000 attendances. Like a good Fight Night main event was getting you 12,000, 13,000. With this Apex nonsense, we're getting GERALD Mershart in main event of Fight Nights. You could make the argument on crowded fight nights, GERALD Mershart, on like a really good crowded fight night, GERALD Mershart would not be sniffing the main card. Wouldn't even be sniffing it, and now he's probably going to end up main eventing UFC Apex. And I feel for Reinier. He did a lot. He retired at one. He came back. He wanted to keep going. I'm scared it's going to end up being like a Ben Askren type of story that by the time he gets to the top level of the fighters, we're never going to know how good prime Reinier was because they wasted his prime on GERALD effing Mershart. With someone like Pereira, it kind of makes sense too because he had such little MMA experience, you know what I mean? Like he was coming from kickboxing, his wrestling was questionable. They gave him two scrubs, two cans. One of them was Bruno Silva. He's a scrub for anyone that's good as well, by the way. He's in the same boat. He lost to GERALD Mershart. Maybe that's why GERALD got the fight. But after that, they gave him a favorable matchup in Sean Strickland because they didn't care about proving a stupid point. Like, oh, MMA is just so much better than UFC. Oh, no, sorry. MMA is just so much better than kickboxing. There we go. Yuri Prohaska came into the UFC from Ryzen, just straight out of Ryzen. And he was given Volkan Oezdemir, a top 10 contender, just to see if he could hang. If Reinier got Jack Hermanson, right? If he loses to Jack Hermanson, then you make the Gerald Meerschaert fight. You don't start with Gerald Meerschaert. Gerald Meerschaert is just so far below what the standard of a high-level MMA fighter should be that it's just infuriating the UFC's done this. I hope Reinier beats Gerald Meerschaert, and I hope immediately afterwards he calls out Paulo Costa versus Reinier, fight night main event, early next year. Get in shape, Costa. You're getting paid. You should be getting paid 3 times what you're getting paid, but you decide to fight once a year for some bizarre reason. Anyway, the other fight that was announced today was announced by MMA On Point. Photo credit UFC. Don't copyright strike me. We have Petr Yan versus Deiveson Figueiredo. UFC, November 23rd. Macau, I think it's called. It's China. It's UFC China. It's an awesome main event. I feel like Figueiredo should have fought Sean O'Malley, though, but Sean O'Malley wants to sit out for a year. Just because I feel like Umar and Merab will take place like 6 months from now. Honestly, they're going to wait till they go to Abu Dhabi. Probably have a pay-per-view there. I feel like if Figueiredo fought Sean O'Malley, that just sets up the next title contender. Because if Petr Yan beats Figueiredo, I don't think you can give Petr Yan the title shot based on a 2-fight win streak. They're great names, Song Yudong, Figgy, high-level guys, but he got beaten by Aljo, Merab, Sugar Sean O'Malley. You know, like he's lost to the guys that he wants to fight. And if he wants to fight them, he'll probably need one more win after this one. If Figueiredo wins, he's the rightful next contender for the title. There's no other way around it. He's old. He needs the biggest fight that can get him to the title the soonest. I feel that was Sean O'Malley. Hopefully Merab and Umar turn around really quick. Figueiredo takes care of Petr Yan, gets the title shot. August of next year. It kind of sucks that he would have to sit out and wait and lose more of his prime, but if he wants a title shot, I feel like that could be the play, unless Sean O'Malley wants to come back sooner and fight Corey Sandhagen or something of that line. Anyway, again, I was in bed. I got out of bed. I was like, screw it. There's content that needs to be made. And this is what I did. I'm at 7 subscribers. Like, share, and subscribe. Get me to 10 subscribers. If I fall asleep and I wake up and I have 10 subscribers, I will be extremely happy. And I will let you know about it in the next video. All right, thanks.